in the bustling town of Greenwood, there lived a magistrate named Kiam. From his early days as a county officer to his rise as the district governor, he had earned a reputation that spread far and wide. People admired him not for his wealth or connections, but for his unwavering integrity. They called him Iron Face because no bribe, no matter how lavish, had ever swayed him. Wealthy merchants and influential landowners had tried everything: gold, silver, even entire chests of rare goods, but Kiam would politely yet firmly refuse. Many left his office frustrated, some with grudging respect, all recognizing that honesty was his armor, unyielding and absolute. Yet even the strongest armor has a chink, and Kiam's vulnerability was not greed, nor pride. It was his daughter, Lan Chi. She was his only child, a radiant presence in his otherwise austere life. To him, she was more precious than the rarest jewels, more valuable than any treasure that could be bought or stolen. He lavished her with love, and in his heart she was untouchable, untarnished by the harshness of the world. In the same town lived a cunning merchant named Tun Mu. He was ambitious, unscrupulous, and determined to manipulate the system to his advantage. A legal dispute over a tract of valuable land had gone against him, and he knew he could not sway the magistrate with coins or gold. So he searched for another way, a softer point of entry. Through whispers and rumors, he discovered the key Lan Chi on Lan Kai's birthday. Tan Mu did not send a chest of jewels or a sack of gold, as one might expect. Instead, he delivered a small, ornate silk box to the magistrate's residence. Inside lay a single object: an exquisitely carved ivory comb, detailed with the graceful image of a phoenix in flight. The craftsmanship was breathtaking, but it was not ostentatious. Accompanying it was a carefully penned note: "This is not a gift to honor the magistrate, only a small token from an elder to celebrate the joy of your daughter's birthday. May she have a year filled with happiness and prosperity. Please accept it as a gesture of goodwill." Kiam held the comb in his hands, his mind a storm of conflicting thoughts. On one hand, he knew it was improper to accept gifts, no matter the form. On the other, it was a gift for Lan Chi, not for him, and the wording of the note was clever, so gentle, so respectful, that refusing it might seem unnecessarily harsh, even cruel. After a long pause, he sighed, setting aside his misgivings, and handed the comb to his daughter. "For you, my dear," he said with a smile that did not quite reach his eyes. It was a seemingly small, almost innocent decision, but it was the first crack in a fortress that had never been breached. A week later, Tan Mu returned. He did not ask for the court to rule in his favor outright. Instead, he requested a brief postponement of the trial, claiming his daughter needed more time to prepare. Flattered by what he perceived as a gesture of goodwill, and perhaps out of lingering deference, Kiam agreed. From that moment, the clever merchant had an opening. Each subsequent request was small, each favor minor, and each time Tun Mu reminded the magistrate of the kindness shown through the birthday gift. The requests escalated almost imperceptibly from a minor procedural delay to subtle hints during other civil disputes. Slowly, imperceptibly, Iron Face began to compromise his principles. But not with bribes, not with gold, but with gestures of perceived trust and courtesy, with small acts of concession rooted in human affection rather than greed. Over months, the pattern solidified. The magistrate, who had once been an unshakable model of fairness, now wove a web of leniency and partiality. Tun Mu's schemes grew bolder. Minor injustices went unnoticed, small manipulations unchecked. But by the time a major case erupted, a land dispute that affected dozens of townsfolk, Kiam had been drawn too deeply into the subtle dance of favoritism. When Tun Mu exploited this final opportunity, the magistrate turned a blind eye, allowing injustice to unfold in his jurisdiction. Word of the misconduct eventually reached the capital. The emperor, hearing the reports of mismanagement and corruption, and though no coins had changed hands, sent a royal inspector to investigate. The investigation was thorough. Every favor, every delay, every minor concession was scrutinized. And in the magistrate's own home, the inspector found the key piece of evidence: the ivory comb. The small object, once gifted with innocence in mind, had become a symbol of a single lapse that spiraled into catastrophe. Kiam, once the embodiment of honesty, faced the consequences. He was removed from office, disgraced, and imprisoned. The people who had once revered him felt a complex mix of sorrow and betrayal. The daughter, Lan Chi, wept at the loss of her father's honor, holding the comb that had unwittingly started it all. The story of Bi Kiam spread far beyond Greenwood, becoming a cautionary tale whispered across towns and cities. The lesson was stark. Even the most steadfast virtue can be undermined by the smallest concession. Integrity is absolute. It tolerates no exceptions. Once one compromises, even in seemingly minor ways, it sets in motion a chain of events that can lead to ruin. In the end, the magistrate's fate served as a timeless reminder. A fortress, no matter how strong, may fall from a single crack. A principled life is not merely about resisting gold or tangible bribes. It is about resisting every form of undue influence, even those that come wrapped in silk and words of flattery. Affection, kindness, and generosity must not cloud judgment. When the scales of justice hang in the balance. And so, the ivory coma gift, intended to celebrate joy, became the symbol of a moral downfall. Its beauty remained, but its story was a warning etched into memory. A life of integrity must be defended relentlessly. For the smallest lapse can shatter even the strongest foundation. Every story is a seed. When we plant them together, the world will bloom. Please subscribe and share this story to help us plant more seeds of love and hope.